Century. This is it. That's what we're doing.
So, introduce
myself. My name is Brian Fratkin. I work here in DC. I work for a small strategic communications firm. We deal with sort of a bridge between the organization and the public. We're not lobbyists. We don't get that kind of budget, although I wish we did. But what we are is more of just a narrative company. We try to create an idea behind who we work with. And so some of our clients are small, some are very big, but it all comes down to the idea of creating a narrative is what we pitch to everyone we talk to in terms of getting people to understand your significance in the marketplace. So we were at a meeting the other day with a supercomputing center. To the average public, that means nothing. But when you start to describe how supercomputing works with the weather and weather mapping and meteorology, or with the movies that you watch, or with the other things, you start to get a better idea of how legislation that would impact supercomputing centers would impact all of the rest of our lives and impact everything else we do. And so that's where we work, is in finding that common bridge between the obscure, or not so obscure, and the everyday. And so with the Supercomputing Center, we're looking to help build a campaign for them that people will understand. Supercomputing affects your lives because without the computing power to do these different things, you don't get the same weather mapping, we don't get the same storm tracking, you don't understand the pre-storm events that are leading up to much more. And so we're building the narrative around that, and then we layer in the different components. So it's legislation, or it's news, or it's other pieces that go along with it that you can then see the direct impact. So it's here's how it affects you, here's how they're being affected, and here's the legislation that's going against them, and here are the news items in the public eye right now, and we bring that all into one sort of location where you can get the overall picture of what's in it.
Do you do this just for like Washington, or does